This is Adam Bernard with AutoPerspectives, and I am back with another news roundup. So let's start and look at some of the more interesting things that happened in the auto industry over the past week or so. We will start with an unexpected supercar. This is the Audi Nuvolari, and it was inspired by the Concept C that was shown in Munich last year, which kind of laid the groundwork for Audi's new design language. If you're familiar with that vehicle, you should see some elements of it here, notably the graphics, the surfacing. It's a kind of a little more bolder, brutal, a little more edgier than Audi's of late, and this is supposed to be laying the groundwork for the next generation of Audi products. The Nuvolari is sort of a reboot of the Audi R8, but as you can see, there's a couple of notable differences. It was named for pre-war Grand Prix racer Tata Nuvolari, and they first appeared on an Audi concept way back in 2003. Now, this was developed in about 14 months, so pretty quick, and is targeted to launch during Audi's first Formula One season, hence the unveiling. Powering the Nuvolari is a 987 horsepower plug-in hybrid drivetrain with three 110 kilowatt axial flux motors, so same kind of motors that Mercedes uses in the new AMG EVs. The whole thing is derived from the recently revealed Lamborghini Temerario, but it gets 80 more horsepower due to a bespoke torque map and a larger 7.3 kilowatt hour battery. It is Audi's fastest and most powerful production car, and up front you see the new vertically oriented single frame grille and 4-element lighting units. Side air intakes feature a contrasting color blade, just like the R8. A lot of interesting technologies here in the Nuvolari, notably Quattro Predictive Ride. Now, Quattro is Audi's trademark name for their all-wheel drive system. Predictive Ride is a torque vectoring technology that measures the steering angle, acceleration, yaw rate, and grip to optimize how much power goes to the various wheels. There's a brake-by-wire setup with carbon ceramic brakes. The cooling system is 21% better at heat dissipation for better performance. But because pure electric deceleration of 0.3 Gs is possible, that covers just about all of your everyday braking events. So a lot of the time, if you're driving around and you're not on a racetrack, you actually will not be using those fancy brakes. The brake regeneration system can also recapture up to 2.8 megawatts of energy, just like a Formula One car, which helps keep the battery full. And even though Audi made its name starting about 30 years ago with aluminum, this is the first Audi with a carbon fiber body, in this case over an aluminum space frame. And it leverages their expertise in Formula One. There's active aero incorporated here, including a rear spoiler with 3 modes. And if you look closely, just below the rear window there are the 4 Audi rings, which are milled from aluminum and set flush into the body to minimize any aerodynamic impact. The interior, of course, features a driver-focused layout with a dark gray front section and a shadow dune rear section. You've got your choice of microfiber, suede, and leather upholstery in a variety of colors. There is a portrait touchscreen here. Now, Audi's Concept C did not include a screen intentionally to focus on physical controls, but realistically, there is a need for a display here. So we do see it. The controls, the air vents, the touchscreen frame, all made from anodized aluminum. And the seat frames are made of carbon fiber to keep the mass down. Now, I mentioned the R8. Now, the R8 was a $150,000 to $200,000 car. This is a €600,000 vehicle with deliveries to start next year, and production is limited to only 499 units, making it as exclusive as a LaFerrari, and definitely rarer than an R8. But it does give us an idea of how they took the design language from the Concept C and applied it to a different part of the market. And of course, we'll be seeing some other production Audis picking this up starting in 2027. From here, we'll go from the track to off-road with the Hummer X. These are 2 new concepts from General Motors' new advanced design studio in Pasadena. Now, you might recall when Hummer was a standalone brand within General Motors, there was the original Humvee, the H1. There was the GMT 800 full-size SUV and pickup called the H2. And then there was the Colorado and Canyon-based H3, which also came as an SUV and a pickup. And then there was a concept called the HX, which was supposed to have previewed a potential smaller Hummer, maybe called the H4. That unfortunately never wound up happening. Now, the Hummer X targets the builder maker, according to GM, someone who doesn't just drive a vehicle, they build it, modify it, and share it with the community that gets it. These vehicles are smaller than the existing Hummer EVs, even though they're also fully electric, although without any technical specs. And they showcase some intriguing features and technologies that could show up in future GM products. The new design language for these Hummers includes radiused edges, laser welded seams, and visible precision bolts. And they were created using something called FlexFab, which is essentially 3D printing for metal, and that's designed to enable small batch production. They claim 57% of the concept structures use this process. In addition to the SUV, there is, of course, a pickup truck, crew cab. Both vehicles feature design for disassembly, replacing adhesives with snap fits and mechanical fasteners, allowing easy upgrades and parts swapping. To enable off-road capability, the fenders can be removed. There are multimatic shocks. There are 35 or 37-inch tires and over 13 inches of ground clearance. So just like their big brothers, the Hummer X can go just about anywhere. The SUV featured an externally mounted spare tire, and both vehicles feature a deployable Scout drone that can be set ahead to identify potential obstacles. The interior includes an element of reconfigurability with what Hummer calls stackable interior displays, so you can kind of mix and match what you want to show here. The seat backs, headrest backs, and IPNs are made from recycled car fascias, so some element of sustainability. Now, it's worth remembering that while Jeep has the Wrangler, Ford has the Bronco, and Nissan is bringing back the Xterra, GM missed an opportunity in the market trend toward midsize off-road SUVs when they attached the Blazer name to a crossover. Now, we've heard that Jimmy may be coming back off the Colorado Canyon. That has not been confirmed by General Motors, so we don't know how official that is. Maybe some of the ideas that are shown here might show up in that vehicle, or they might decide to expand the Hummer brand for GMC into something smaller and more affordable as well. The current Hummer, debuted almost 6 years ago, continues to be a controversial product and hasn't really gotten any major updates since its launch. So these concepts do seem to raise the question of what the future of Hummer is, if it even has one. So stand by for more information. And for something completely different, let's head over to Japan to their K class of vehicles. That's K as in KEI. This segment of vehicles was created decades ago by the Chinese government to help enable new car ownership. So these cars are very small, very easy to park, very cheap to insure, and are subject to somewhat fewer regulations aside from size and engine displacement. And up until recently, they have been the domain specifically of the Japanese automakers. Last year, that changed when BYD launched the Racco as the first non-Japanese automaker to get into this segment, and now we have a second brand. EMTA is a new brand from Chery Automotive and would be the second Chinese entry into this market, launching next year. Chery has said that if this vehicle is successful, they could wind up building it in Japan after 2030, but up until then, the plan is to import them from China. EMTA, EMTA, stands for Easy Made to All, and it is a 5-way joint venture between Chery, China's Jiangsu Ueda Automobile Group, battery maker Goshen, Japanese retailer Autobax 7, and Japanese industrial painting firm Anast Iwata. Based on the little slide that EMTA showed, there are 3 additional vehicles due in the next 3 years, likely to include a hatchback and a Shimano microvan. So just as companies like Honda and Nissan and Suzuki have a variety of K-class vehicles, EMTA is looking to do the same. And we don't have any technical specs, no features, technology information, but given how well China has been doing EVs these days, these are likely to be very competitive. And finally, we'll finish up with Stellantis, who had their big investor day a couple of weeks ago. A lot of aggressive plans as part of this $70 billion strategy called Fastlane, which is targeting 2030. A lot of aggressive growth plan. And even though people expected some brands to disappear, it turns out that's not the case. The brands that are there are being boosted, notably Fiat and Chrysler, as shown here with the new Grizzly. These are 2 new compact SUVs. There's kind of a mainstream one there in blue and a fastback in gold. They were first previewed as concepts in 2024, and they share the smart car platform that the Grande Panda uses. And of course, remember, the Grizzly is a bigger bear than the Panda, and so this is now the new flagship of the Fiat brand. It picks up the light signatures and chunky wheel arches from the Grande Panda. It'll offer ICE mild hybrid EV power in Europe, the Middle East, and Africa when it goes on sale this year. Now, you notice I didn't mention North America, and you might have thought these would come to North America to join the Fiat 500e and maybe boost that brand here since it's almost invisible. They are coming to North America, but they're coming as Chryslers. So somehow the designers are going to take some interesting Fiat design cues and replace them with Chrysler design cues. They'll launch in the US in 2028 as the Chrysler Arrow, which is the gold car, and the Arrow Cross, which is the blue car. So these are 2 new under $30,000 entries to address the affordability crisis in the new car market here in North America. Another affordability-focused vehicle is from Jeep. This is a vehicle that will be developed with Tata's assistance out of India. This appears to be a different model from the next generation Renegade, which was also confirmed at Investor Day. Now, the Renegade is no longer sold in North America. It's not expected to come back, but it is sold in a number of other countries around the world. This particular vehicle will launch in 2028 in 50 countries across Asia, Middle East, Africa, and South America, and will use Tata's Argos platform and Tata's 1.5-liter four-cylinder engine. Now, this platform is EV capable, but so far all we've heard is that this will be a gasoline-powered vehicle. It's not really a co-developing type project. Basically, Tata will get a check from Stellantis and will give the platform and the powertrain to Stellantis to do all the work. So they'll just kind of hand it off. The Tata platform was chosen because the Citroën C-Cube platform that's already built in India is not all-wheel drive capable and does have a somewhat outdated electrical architecture. So this was felt to be a better option for the Jeep brand, and it's expected to be built at the Tata Stellantis joint venture plant near Pune. Again, not expected to come to North America. The next generation Compass will remain the entry-level Jeep here. And finally, you might recall the Chrysler Airflow concept from a number of years ago, and that was designed to kind of set the stage for the rebooted Chrysler brand. After a little while, folks at Stellantis said, you know what, we're not really going in this direction. And then more recently, we saw this video show up last week from Stellantis showcasing a number of future products. We were able to figure out what all of them are, except for this one. Now, Stellantis hasn't said anything, but everyone's assumption is that this is the new Chrysler Airflow that was also confirmed at Investor Day. So this vehicle sits above the new Aero and would come in at under $40,000. It would likely use the new Stella 1 multi-energy architecture. And it looks to be around the size of the new Jeep Cherokee. That platform is capable of internal combustion, mild hybrid, full hybrid, plug-in hybrid, and electric. We don't know which of those would show up in the Airflow, but this would be the third new entry in the Chrysler brand. You might recall the Chrysler Halcyon concept, which is supposed to have led to a sedan. That unfortunately appears to be dead. So the future Chrysler portfolio includes a next generation Pacifica, the Aero Cross, and the Airflow. So unfortunately, no cars, but at least some more affordable products. That about wraps things up for this week in the news. If you like what you saw and what you heard, please subscribe and share. Visit AutoPerspectives.net to check out the blog, and come and look for me on LinkedIn, and I will see you back here in about 7 days. So long.